Parliament has risen for the summer, school's out for the summer, so it's only proper to give Justin Trudeau a report card on how he's doing so far. He knows all about report cards. He was a drama teacher after all, so let's look at the accomplishments of this government. And foremost of that is the pot legislation. It's probably going to be the single greatest accomplishment of this government. But they forgot the other part of this pot legislation when they're dealing with how much THC you can have in your bloodstream when you're driving. And the rules for the police to test that THC and to deal with offenders who are caught driving with that. That has been left by the wayside, by the roadside, so to speak. Let's look at Nafta. A year ago, this government said, we have a progressive agenda for dealing with Nafta. We are going to have a chapter on Indigenous peoples. We are going to have gender equality. We are going to have climate change in this Nafta agreement. Well, I'm sure that a lot of those Indigenous peoples who are working in the auto industry would rather have a Nafta dealing with the auto industry and dealing with business and commerce rather than those other matters which are not going to be dealt with at all. And now we have the shame of the President of the United States telling the whole world, he's confiding the whole world, that we are a nation of shoe smugglers. The shame of it all. Let's just deal with peacekeeping. Canada is back. Trudeau would say to the whole world, Canada is back. We are going to be great peacekeepers once again. Well, even that liberal official organ known as the Toronto Star said a year ago that this is a fraud. Our whole peacekeeping operation is a fraud. We have fewer peacekeepers around the world now than almost ever before. So that was not working either. And pipelines. Well, we spent $4.5 billion of your money buying that pipeline, buying that plan. Is the pipeline progressing? Well, we don't think so. There's no shovels in the ground. The government doesn't have the conviction, doesn't have the backbone, doesn't have the courage to say we are going to build this pipeline because it wants to appease all those people, those climate changers, those Paris Peace Accorders who don't want the pipeline. They want to have both have the pipeline and have the support of those people who don't want the pipeline. So when you're up at Harrington Lake this summer and you're planning your re-election strategy for the next year and clearly spending $65 million on a riding doesn't work, that didn't work in Quebec this week, just think of a lesson that a cabinet minister of your father's told me about your father at Harrington Lake. He said, on Friday night, when you have roast chicken, you know then that on Saturday night, you're going to have chicken fricassee. And on Sunday night, you're going to have chicken soup. Watch those taxpayers' dollars for us.